Seriously, I don't know what to do because my sister knows very well about my fertility issues and she also knows that I love her daughter very much. But still, she gave her daughter to another person. The reason told by her almost gave me a heart attack. Yeah, my sister hates her daughter, and you know what? You all will be shocked after knowing the reason for that adoption. Yeah, she is the girl. That is the reason said by my sister, and more than that, she said, I only want to become the boy mama, not a girl mama. So I'm going to spend my life peacefully with my son hereafter without the worries about my daughter. To be honest, my blood boiled after hearing these words from my sister. And this is what I'm going to explain you all in detail in this story. Hi, my sister had a second child and we were all thrilled for her. She lives a few states over and we have not seen her this last year. She had one child 2 years ago with her boyfriend and the other one was born last month. Yesterday, we had a family Zoom meeting to see the baby and to say hi to my other sibling. We get on, family starts to load in. Everyone is basically there thrilled to see the baby. We get to meet her new baby boy. After a bit, I asked her to see my niece as well. My sister got quiet and very quietly she said she doesn't have her. My aunt questioned this and I was also confused. After a few minutes, my sister said that in the beginning of January, she put her daughter up for a closed adoption because she could not care for 2 kids. Everyone lost it. The whole Zoom was a mess. We didn't know. We never got to say goodbye. She didn't have to do this because any one of us would have taken care of my niece. Frick, I could have taken her. I have multiple miscarriages, fertility issues, and although I am currently pregnant, I am stable, owning a home and have the resources to have taken a toddler as well as have my baby. Important, my sister has always also said she wanted to be a boy mom. I lost it. I called my sister a narcissistic. I asked her when she had get bored of the new baby and get rid of that one too. I asked her how in this world she could do this without reaching out to family. I know my sister and I know my sister and I know deep down she just didn't want a daughter. She was depressed when she found out she was having a girl, but thrilled for this entire recent pregnancy. I called her a monster for making children she didn't want to take care for like they were a novelty. I said some other things too. At this point, my grandmother is complete mess and says her chest hurts, so I stopped. My aunt, who is with my grandmother, goes to help her and turns off the camera. My grandmother ended up having a panic attack and they thought that was a heart attack at first. I'm so glad that she is okay now. My sister has since cut off all contact from the entire family. My father is pissed at me for blowing up. I was the only one who did and says that I pushed her away. He said he could have tried to convince her to reverse it, but my verbal lashing completely ruined any chance of getting my niece back. I don't think he understands what a close adoption means. Also, adoption takes a minute, so for her to have it completed by January makes me feel this process was in place for a minute. I don't think there's any chance of seeing my niece again and my mother and father both signed her to be adopted. When the mother and father both signed her to be adopted. He's mad at me because now he lost his granddaughter and is afraid he will never know his grandson. My dad thinks I'm an ace for freaking out and nearly giving my grandmother a heart attack. I'm feeling guilty that my grandmother had such an extreme reaction, but I feel that's more because she lost her great granddaughter. Before seeing the update, I will tell my opinion. I think this is one of the worst things I have ever read. I just can't get my head around it. OP, I suspect your dad was taking it out on you because you were there. And your sister was not. Unfair, but your dad is just as blindsided as you are. So hopefully can be forgiven for this extreme reaction. The only comfort I can think to take is that if your sister really don't love her daughter, hopefully your niece has been placed with a family who will. And will have a better childhood as a result. But I'm so sorry that was not with you. I am honestly surprised that the authorities allowed the child to be ripped away from its wider family like this. It would be very traumatic. The top opinions from the community regarding these issues are: it seems very selfish to want to do a closed adoption for her daughter because she wants to be a boy mom. Even if having her family adopt her daughter is not an option, having a closed adoption means her son won't get to know his sister. It's also going to suck for the boy when he finds out that his mother gave his sister because she didn't want to have two kids and she wanted a son more than a daughter. I also feel sorry for the son if he doesn't turn out to be the perfect son his mom wants him to be. As a person who wants to be a boy mom, she probably has expectations about what it will be like. I wonder what will happen. If the son is not the boy she wants him to be, what will happen then? The second opinion is: you had a complete normal reaction, OP, especially since you were pregnant, and I would say your grandmother was more upset at the fact your sister put your niece up for adoption than anything you did. The fact that adoption takes a while and your nephew was only born last month makes it sound that your niece was put up for adoption as soon as your sister found out she was having a boy. The adoption was probably completed in January. I hate that she claims she can't look after two children when she clearly has a partner and didn't even try. Your father is horrible for blaming you, but it is likely he is projecting since he can't get mad at your sister. I hope you are looking after yourself. I know you are worried about your niece, but you need to focus on your health and baby. I'm not saying don't try and get her back, but your health is what is most important. The third opinion is: a lot of things here in the social media don't get me bad, but this one really got me heated. I would agree with the other community members and check the authorities or something of the sort to make sure that your niece was adopted legally and not just handed off to some rando. This is terrible, and honestly your sister should not be able to have kids if she is willing to give them up that easy. She is a trashy human being. Also, the fact she did a closed adoption so nobody gets any access to your niece's whereabouts says a lot. She definitely knew what she was doing was wrong, and the fact she didn't tell anyone before confirms it. It also tells me she is not very bright, cause like you guys ask about her. The update from the OP is: I have contacted local CPS for my sister's area, local courts, and I have a lawyer looking into it for me, starting tomorrow as I just obtained him. Thank you for the helpful comments pointing out the issues with this. Especially thank you to those in social work who reached out to me privately. I didn't realize how many options I had to fight this or to see if it was legit. I will update when I found more out from lawyer. Lots of people commenting this is fake. I really wish it was. This has been a nightmare. Thank you again to those with helpful suggestions and feedback. And here is the final update from the OP. I am pursuing legal custody, and due to this I will not provide any more updates. My lawyer recommended this. The kids comes first. I can say a few things. Yeah, they found her. The adoption process started a year ago in silence as a private rehoming. It was explained to me that we could fight it as they skipped steps in the process. My sister told them she had no family. The family she does have is abusive. There was abuse on our mother's side, but they are long dead now. There is an open investigation into my sister already for her son because of the way she surrendered the custody of her daughter. I am going to temporarily move into an apartment in that area, so I am close. But in case CPS takes custody of my nephew, it was explained that it was the only way I could actively fight for custody by being available and close.